Hello and welcome back, guys, to another episode in the Young Hustlers podcast. Today, I have a young hustler that I met up in Marbella. Today, he's going to go dive deep into NFTs and how he made $4 grand in a couple of days by flipping an NFT. And he's going to tell us more about NFT and why every person needs to get into it and learn more about it, because this is the new age, a new digital age of cryptocurrency NFTs, and this is going to be the future. So I want to go and introduce him to you guys, and for him as well to tell us a bit about him, his story, and how he got into it. So, bro, do you want to introduce yourself to the audience?
Yeah, first of all, man, thanks for having me on the podcast and that. My name's Oliver. I'm from the UK originally, but I've been living here in Marbella for about 10 years now. Um, you know, just been hustling over here for the moment, and yeah.
100%, 100%, bro. So what really spiked your interest in NFTs, and how did you really get into it?
Okay, so basically, it goes back because I've been into crypto and that since about March of 2021. Um, so that was definitely a head start for me because NFT revolves around crypto and everything, and I was kind of in and out of crypto because I had a full-time job. Um, but what really sparked it was for me is because the shop that I was working in at the time, like a month ago, say, where you met me, I really did not enjoy the job. Like I was being treated like crap. You know, a low pay, low everything. So with the time that I had spare, I'd basically just be researching how to make money off NFTs and stuff. Could you see it all over Instagram? People making
Yeah, it's a big
thousands.
hype. Everyone's talking about it. This NFTs that, and like it's so much hype around it.
Exactly, exactly. And you just see it everywhere. And I was like, well, how can I do this for myself? How can I make this money and see if it's actually real or it's just some scam? And then this is where I made a nice little flip. So
yeah, tell us more
so I
about that
got
actually, because you were telling me that when you were getting into the NFTs, you're doing your research and stuff like that. You came across on a project. Can you
yeah,
tell us more about like what is NFTs? Can you like dive into more about that? Like, what are NFTs? Like, because more people are watching this right now, they're like, what is NFTs? They just see people
yeah,
buying like
yeah.
pictures for like millions and millions of dollars, and they're like, why are you buying a picture when you can screenshot it? So can you kind of like tell us before you tell us about that quick flip that
Yeah,
you
yeah,
did?
yeah.
And can you tell us more about NFTs? What are they, and what are they, like their use cases?
Yeah, that would be a good place to start. So NFTs basically mean non-fungible token. So basically they can't be duplicated. Um, and basically you're you basically buy at the moment there's a lot of NFTs that are basically just artwork. So when you see people buying and flipping, it's just because of the artwork. But
Art.
now you can see a lot more utility
Mm-hmm.
coming into NFTs.
Mm-hmm.
For example, the most known NFT brand, like Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The basically the utility behind that is if you own one of the digital monkeys, you
Mm-hmm.
basically get private access to parties and events that are
Billionaires
around the
of a
Bored
millionaire,
Ape.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And now a lot more NFT projects are finding new ways to create utility and, actually have value.
Amazing. Okay, cool. So, like, is it just something that people can just buy and trade, or can you flip or stuff like that? So, like, what exactly is going on there?
Yeah, pretty much. You basically most of the NFTs on the market right now are bought with Ethereum.
Mm-hmm.
So what you need to do is you need to have a certain amount of Ethereum in your wallet, say Coinbase wallet or MetaMask wallet, and you can go onto OpenSea, which is like the main marketplace for buying and selling NFTs, and you could basically just pick one up right now.
Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. And by the way, if anybody doesn't know what Ethereum is, it's just a smart chain blockchain where people like trade on it. You can build applications and stuff, and that's where like everything is traded, from NFTs to cryptos and so on and so on. Did you want to add something there?
So,
Did you want to add something there?
not really. That's kind of just the main principles of NFTs.
Amazing.
And that.
Cool. Right, now that we know and the audience knows what exactly is NFTs, can you introduce us now to kind of like your story, basically your project, and how you did your research? Because maybe some people right now are interested in NFTs, like, okay, what utilities and stuff like that, but why should they buy an NFT? Like before you even like start your story, your amazing story and all that, like why should anybody get into NFTs? Like, so,
well, basically, but I'm gonna be totally honest. Like, and everybody that's kind of in the NFT space, they just want to get in there to make some money.
I mean, that's the whole value of it. You want to at least get some wealth, some value.
Yeah.
Some people like it's like I'm hearing of 12-year-olds, 10-year-olds selling a picture, like JPEG picture, for like $1 million, 2 million, 6 million.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on here? Like people just making random artwork and then posting it out there and are making millions off it. It's just ridiculous the age we're living in right now. But yeah, continue.
Yeah. So basically the process I took from doing everything was I did my research first. I literally just searched up on YouTube, what are NFTs? How do you get into flipping them and making money off them? And there's a few people that actually really did help. Can I mention YouTuber's name? Yeah.
100%, yeah.
Like Alex Becker, for example, is a good crypto YouTuber who's covered a lot of NFTs and how he's made money from it. GRNY Crypto as well. I basically learned from those two the most. But basically, just did my research. And coming across a few YouTube videos, I found this guy talking about the specific project, which was called the Astroheads NFT project.
Yeah, that's the one that you got.
Yeah. So in this project, I searched around. You make sure there's a few rules that you have to put in place to make sure it's a good project or not, to invest yourself into it.
Mm-hmm.
One, it's an active, engaged community. So, for example, in the Discord, there's always people talking. On Twitter, there's a lot of activity on Twitter. Two would be make sure there's no FUD. So basically, like if there's any fear or uncertainty within it, just get out because it's risky.
Yeah.
And nobody will want to buy it if there's any fear. So that would be number two. Number three, make sure there's a good team behind it.
That's a big one. Yeah.
You've got to research the team behind it. Make sure the head person's got a good background. And if they reveal themselves, because sometimes in projects they won't say who they are, but sometimes if they say exactly who they are, then you kind of have more trust, because then their reputation's on the line. Yeah,
and they're more likely to be a more trust worthy project for the long run. It's not something that you can go in and you lose your value, because I've seen there. I'm not sure if you've seen Logan Paul. He bought a big NFT for I think $500,000, and now it's only worth $3,000. This is something that that's just big money on the line there. But that's something that that's a rare, that's the truth of the game, that you could that could happen to you if you don't do your proper research with good project. Exactly as you mentioned there.
Exactly. You're basically you're making sure that a project has a lot of hype behind it, and it's a good project. People are being positive. No fear or uncertainty or anything.
Mm-hmm. And are these the main points that you look for in NFT, or is there more say when now you found a good project, your project could have thousands of artwork. How do you know which one is to buy or which is the best one to buy?
Yeah, well, you kind of look at it logically as well. Like if you like the artwork as well, if you think the artwork's something you would buy, then that always helps. Because what differentiates a project for me from if I want to get into it or not is just the activity within it. If there's a lot of activity, there's influencers promoting it as well. That's always good, because then
there's a lot of hype going down behind it. Yeah.
that's what you want. At the moment, NFTs are just basically around hype, you know.
It is a big bubble. It is a big bubble right now, especially right now, where we're talking now in the end of 2020 is a big hype, and there is a bull run, as you said. There's a big bull run now for NFTs that are coming up. It is a big bubble, which is 90% of NFTs will be gone. They won't be even exist in the next 5 years. But right now, if you're trying to make money, I believe myself, after I was talking to you in Marbella, I think it's a great place to make massive amount of money if you know what you're doing. If you have some money to invest, it's a really nice way to invest long term if you know what you're doing. So since now we know, did you finish your point about the ones that you really said? We talked about obviously the project, what to look for, the team, the hype, so on and so on. And obviously when you're going to buy the actual artwork, you want to see something that's unique. That's like another thing I think you mentioned to me as well when I bought my NFT is when the rarity. So you want to check if it's a product that's rare, that you would buy. So that actually brings me to the next thing, because the artwork that you sold or you bought and sold was very, very rare, and that's why you would you'd be able to make that amount of money in that period of time. So can you tell us your story from that? Like, how did you come across your project, your NFT? How much did you put in and how much you got back, and how long did it take?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so basically, so after I got into this project, you basically you can get into whitelist, and that's basically you can mint the art before it's actually released. And minting means basically you're putting the artwork on the blockchain, so it can be traded to one person to another.
Okay.
As an NFT, basically.
Amazing. Okay.
So what I did was I got onto the whitelist. It took a long time. Like, you've got to be grinding all the time to get onto these whitelists. And then I minted two. I minted two Astro heads on the whitelist mint. They were €300 each, but I managed to get I think it was like 1 in 8,000.
Okay.
NFT.
Very rare. Very rare.
Yeah, I didn't even realize this, man. Like, literally, I'd gone, because basically what they do is everybody mints, and then you can't see your NFT
until it pops out.
Yeah, until it reveals. Wow. So the reveal's like a few days after the public mint. And all the mint prices are the same, so €300 for every single.
Yeah. You just buy it, and that's it.
Yeah. That's excluding gas fees, because gas fees can get so high. But anyways, that's another topic. So yeah, basically, I was showing this NFT to people, this alien, and they were like, "Yours is looking the other way," because basically, to put it simple, all of the aliens were kind of looking to the right.
Right, yeah. So they're kind of looking this way. So all the projects, all the the artwork were literally their heads. It's like the Mona Lisa, but like all the looking like that way. But your project was the only one that was looking this way. Yeah.
So to explain the artwork a bit, it's like it's an alien in a spaceship, and they've got different traits and stuff. But I managed to mint the only one that was looking left.
Okay.
So then everybody started noticing that, because they were saying that there was no other alien that was looking the other way. And I just managed. I had both of them listed for 1 Ethereum, because in the community they were talking about keeping a 1 Ethereum floor. You know, I didn't want to go any lower.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you know it, like 2 days after listing it, somebody bought it for $4.3 thousand.
Wow, 1 Ethereum.
Yeah, 1 Ethereum.
Wow, and guys, 1 Ethereum right now could be whenever, 1 Ethereum right now could be $3,000 tomorrow, but 1 Ethereum in a few months' time or a year could be $10,000 or €10,000. If we're speaking about it that way, which is amazing, and that's only in 2 days. Of course, you have to do the research. It probably took you a couple of weeks and blah blah blah, but it's nothing compared to what other people are doing. People are working 9 to 5 every single week. Making $1,400, $1,500 a month. You made what they would have made in 3 months, grinding every single day, trying to be the best employee in the shop, right? Which is crazy.
Yeah, I'm humble of it though, because I know I was very lucky to get that, because that was one in 8,000 of all of the
100%. Yeah,
NFT.
that's what. Yeah, I want you. There was a bit of look into it, but the amount of knowledge and the amount of like potential that you see from it now, it changed your mindset. Because right now you're like, wow, okay, is that the amount of money I can make? Now opens
Yeah,
up your mind to like your mindset to other opportunities. You're like, okay, wow, I can like now I can go to other projects. Now I want to see if the other projects are the same. I can mint other projects. I can go buy other projects and flip them, hold them for long term. Like, do they have good utility? As you said, utilities are like say something that allows you to go into like courses, events. Like another way how to like explain it as well. I think I've even heard from someone. We actually already have like NFTs already, like QR codes. They basically an NFT.
yeah,
So you scan it, is basically allows you, gives you access to stuff, gives you access to events, gives you access to like certain things. So basically it's the same thing, but you just buy a piece of artwork that allows you to do certain things, go to certain events, go to certain concerts, have certain privilege in the society, which is how the future is going right now, especially now with the metaverse and stuff like that, and
yeah,
how
exactly
they
that,
go
man.
virtual, which is amazing. Do you want to actually even expand into that when it comes to NFTs and metaverses?
Yeah, yeah. So the NFTs will there'll be so many that are brought into the metaverse, and like you can already see now that they're selling for crazy amounts of money. You know, there's digital land that's selling in
Yeah,
Decentraland and Sandbox for millions.
it's crazy. Like people aren't even buying homes anymore. Real homes.
Yeah,
They're buying fake homes or like virtual homes in the like just virtual land, like which is
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. And when I think about it, really, if you probably bought a piece of land in the metaverse today compared to buying it in the real world, it will probably would be worth more in 5 years, the piece of land in the metaverse.
It's crazy because right now you actually have the opportunity to buy land next to Snoop Dogg, next to Adidas
Yeah,
store,
yeah,
next to
exactly.
like mad places right now that are undervalued. I know they cost $10,000-$20,000 not today, but to be if in 5 years
Yeah,
time that they'd be at least worth a couple of million at least.
that's the
Because
thing,
people
man.
understand where
And
the action is. Yeah.
the thing is, if you just look at it, you know it's the future,
Mm-hmm.
because Adidas, Adidas has partnered with Bored Ape Yacht Club to go into the
I see that.
metaverse.
Crazy.
Nike's already signed a contract so people can't
Mm-hmm.
use their products inside the metaverse.
Wow.
Facebook's literally changed its name to Meta.
Meta. Wow.
Exactly. So like, this is where the future is going. Web3, all of this stuff. And just thinking about it, really, if you can manage to
Mm-hmm.
create a profession over it, because in the
Yeah.
future it's going to be about the metaverse, Web3. You could be a Web3 developer, you could be a smart contract lawyer, something like that. Something that's
Love it.
totally related.
That's what we're talking about, guys. Like being a hustler. Like this is just like a good example of someone that's like took advantage of the new technology, the new space, and kind of jumped on a trend. That's why I'm always pushing like being a hustler, just like jumping, learning different skills. Of course, we were on about like marketing, different type of skills in the world, but now we're seeing different type of skill sets and opportunities in front of us right now. That's going to be the future. So we're literally buying in like crypto, NFTs, and metaverses. And we're actually so like early. We're like, for example, we're like right now in crypto and the metaverse and NFTs. We're right now where the internet was in 2004. Right when Google started, Facebook started, and all that kind of stuff started. We're very, very early, and we're growing 2 times faster than the internet was back in 2004. Right, this gives you a little logic, and the way that my boy here gave us crazy outlook on how NFTs work and how people can make money into it and how you can actually build your skill around it to be like someone that codes in there, makes artwork, does like anything, blockchain development. That can make you, that'll be in so high demand in just in the next year or two. Already
Exactly.
companies are taking mad money, right, bro? Like
Yeah, man.
companies are just hiring people like crazy now for blockchain development, decentralized stuff, all that kind of stuff to like to expand the decentralized world. Even governments are talking about it and
Yeah.
trying to, like, it's crazy, right?
It's honestly, it's a crazy world we're going into, and
What's
I think
sorry,
you know, yeah, everything's going to be run behind the blockchain. Web3 is basically the internet, but on blockchain.
mm-hmm.
So we will basically see this massive change, and now as like as you say, like we're so early to this space. So if you can take advantage of it, you know, whilst we're here.
I love it. I love it. Right. Before, like, I don't know if this is a quick one. But what would be some things that you're going to be doing out going forward with NFTs and businesses? Like, what stuff are you getting into, and what do you recommend people listening to this podcast right now do going forward with this new technology?
Yeah. So at the moment, I'm still doing stuff with the NFTs and that, you know, doing the flips. But I'm honestly seeing it as a short-term thing, because, as you say, there's a massive bubble at the moment with everything. You know, I'm trying to get into projects and then get out. For example, Astrohead's project, that's kind of one that I kind of want to get out already, but because of the floor and everything, I'm still in there. Yeah. So for NFTs, kind of just get in and get out at the moment, unless it's a blue chip project like Bored Ape Yacht Club, where you can be in long term. Just do loads of research into the blockchain and Web3 and all of this stuff, where the metaverse as well, you know, all the future. So
100%.
If you can study it, you know, make a profession out of it, then you're good to go.
100%.
Honestly,
now that is the future, and like everything is built around it right now.
Yeah.
100%.
And you know, just stay focused on what you're trying to actually achieve. So for the NFTs, if you want to make some money, you know, get into projects early. Get onto the whitelists, mint them early, and then sell them when the floor price rises after the mint, and everybody's got the attention on the project. You've managed to get it for cheap, and then you can sell it for a lot higher.
You can flip it so easily then, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it at the moment. This is my opinion. Don't get me wrong, I'm totally new to NFTs as well, and crypto.
Yeah.
I'm 18, so I don't want to be here like talking like I'm an expert or anything. So
listen,
I'm not.
You know, like at your young age, right? You know more than NFTs than probably most 20, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds out there, right? Which is amazing, which is the new technology, and you're in the right path because you're already starting your hustle. Like, you tell me somebody at 18 years old made $4,000 in 2 days online, right? Sitting at home, right? So that's literally like tells a lot, right? Find your hustle, get your grind. 2022 is around the corner, so we gotta pick a hustle and kind of go at it 100%.
Exactly.
So with that being said, that really concludes our podcast for today. I really appreciate you, bro, for hopping on and sharing some knowledge to the community. So with that being said, guys, peace out and see you at the next one.